Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. And it is my hope and prayer that the video is going to find you guys in good health. Personally, I am fine. As you can see, Kisumu is fantastic. And maybe you could also let me know where you're watching the video from. The county or the country in case you are out of the republic. And for this particular video, kindly let me know the specific county you are watching us from. You could meet your county mate on this platform. Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto's camp is in panic mode because Fred Matiang'i has officially completed his assignment with the World Bank. And Fred Matiang'i is expected to be back in the country in 3 weeks' time to now officially concentrate on his bid of becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. We all remember that on the 2nd day of May 2025, Fred Matiang'i stormed Kisii in style. And Fred Matiang'i actually used that occasion to stamp his authority in Kisii as the kingpin. And after that Kisii event, Fred Matiang'i went back to the United States of America. And I remember people like Silvanus Osoro were actually celebrating that Fred Matiang'i was not going to come back anytime soon. So in 3 weeks' time, Matiang'i will be back in the Republic of Kenya, specifically to start his campaigns for 2027. And William Ruto's camp are in real panic. In this video, I want to reveal to you guys why William Ruto's camp are worried about Fred Matiang'i's return in 3 weeks' time. Before you do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two. Click that subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. Because as you can see, this is not my usual lighting. I'm actually using some solar backup. We've not had power since I don't know what time. Yesterday, the same. That's why also yesterday I just did one video. And during the course of the day, I was a bit out. So I had expected by 6 to be here and do the videos, but now it's late. Ladies and gentlemen, why is William Ruto and his team worried about the return of Matiang'i? Number one, Matiang'i's return is definitely going to cause another political storm in the Republic of Kenya. When Matiang'i returned back last time, the storm was confined to Kisii. And I'm sure when Matiang'i comes back, he's not going to concentrate on Kisii. The people of the Gusii region had already donated him now to go outside there. So the question is, what is his game plan? What is he planning? Which county is he going to visit? And how is he going to be received? That is the question, because let's face it. So far, the mountain is waiting for Fred Matiang'i. If you were to conduct any opinion poll, Matiang'i is leading there. Kalonzo Musyoka is also worried about the emergence of Fred Matiang'i. In fact, in private, his allies are really complaining. Rigathi is torn between Kalonzo and Matiang'i. But the biggest person who is scared is William Ruto. Because the storm, the entry or the return of Matiang'i is definitely going to cause. Number two, the fact that Matiang'i has now formally resigned from his job. What does it mean? It means two things. Number one, it simply means the Canadian firm, which was commissioned by Matiang'i to prospect on his bid, has already submitted their report. And that report is positive, that you can go ahead and proceed with your campaigns. Otherwise, if the prospects were bad, I can assure you, there is no way Matiang'i would have resigned. And that is something which is worrying William Ruto and his team. The fact that that Canadian firm is saying that, look here, let us proceed. You have high chances. So it means Matiang'i is set to go. Of course, we don't know the details about their findings. But I know one of their findings was that if Matiang'i were to run, who are the potential candidates? How can he be declared the president? What did Raila Odinga do wrong, which he must fix? What is Ruto doing right, which he must try and counter? I'm 100% sure that William Ruto and the team are really worried about the fact that the Canadian firm has now given Matiang'i the go-ahead, which means the prospects are high. Number two, it also means that Matiang'i is now ready to run and is running for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya an easy thing. If you are to ask me, running for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya is not easy. Number one, you must work on the winning formation. What is the winning formation? So probably they've figured all the scenarios and come up with a winning formation. Where are the numbers going to come from? Because winning formation would mean which camp, which people, who is the running mate, how are you going to do this? Winning a presidency also means you have to have the numbers. Where are the numbers? Gusii region has only 2 counties. And are they 9 or 11 constituencies? Only. That's not enough to win the presidency. So which means they've figured out that if he were to get votes from here, he's definitely going to win the presidency. And of course, there's also the financial aspect of the campaigns. Simple. For Matiang'i to win the presidency, he must put enough resources. So I'm 100% sure that by the time Matiang'i is resigning, he's already sure that he's going to have enough money to run for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya. For example, if I were to support Matiang'i, go to his events, things like those, I cannot afford it every single day. Yeah, because definitely I'm going to support him. Even Raila used to support, but I cannot afford it every single day. So in most cases, the campaign team will have to facilitate those movements, maybe the fuels, maybe the accommodation. And in a campaign, it's normally huge, very huge team. So you must figure out. And I'm 100% sure that the Canadian firm had already concluded that he can easily generate the money. Importantly, and this is something which Raila Odinga overlooked before, and now Matiang'i, I think, must have fixed it through this Canadian firm, is the international community. He must have figured out that. Now, what is Ruto doing right now? What is he doing wrong, which is causing tension between him and the US? What did Raila Odinga do wrong or did not do right for the US to deny him the ticket? I'm 100% sure that for Matiang'i, he has figured out all those. I'm 100% sure before running. And because of the Canadian firm and the assignment, William Ruto is really worried. Number 3, there's also the scramble for Matiang'i. One of the biggest challenge has always been who can defeat William Ruto in 2022. In fact, initially, the answer to that question was Raila Odinga. Then Raila Odinga entered into handshake kind of arrangement with William Ruto, which means most Kenyans who thought that Raila Odinga would challenge Ruto were really disappointed and they are very angry and very bitter. But now Matiang'i is coming in because there was Kalonzo, who is good equally, but you see, there's something Kalonzo is lacking. And I've always told people that maybe he doesn't have enough resources, or maybe he's still waiting for the right time, or maybe he just believes that he's entitled to be the opposition candidate. But if you look at Matiang'i, people are scrambling for him. In the mountain, he has automatically edged out Kalonzo. Uhuru's camp wants to own him. You go to Rigathi camp, they also want to own him. Now you come to, for example, Gusii region, his party wants to own him. The ODM leaders from Gusii region also wants to own him. In the Luhya nation, there's also a group who wants to own Matiang'i. There's scramble for Matiang'i as a candidate. And that is something which is worrying William Ruto, because Matiang'i can easily be made a compromise candidate. The only hope for William Ruto is that if Matiang'i were to be made the compromise candidate, I'm 100% sure, and I want to promise you, Kalonzo Musyoka will either be on the ballot or throw his weight behind William Samoei Arap Ruto. And of course, lastly, and this is something which is giving Ruto and the team serious headache is that the return of Matiangi is definitely going to disrupt the ODM strongholds. Ruto won the presidency in the last election, whether through rigging or what, but because the mountain stood behind him and voted for him overwhelmingly. That same mountain is now telling William Ruto, we are not going to support you. And they are the largest voting bloc. What does it mean? William Ruto must look for votes elsewhere. Where was William Ruto trying to look the votes for? The Western Alliance and maybe the coastal region. And of course, there is the idea of vote suppression in the northern Kenya, which they feel right now these people should be given ID so that they can have enough numbers for 2027. But you see, if you look at it critically, the Western Alliance is banking on, as we speak, the Gusii region has now left. And that's huge. Now, the Luhya nation are divided. Even the Luo nation, even if Ruto were to win because of Raila, the margin will not be as huge as the one Raila got. Raila got over almost 90-something% of the votes from Nyanza. I can assure you, Ruto cannot get that percentage. I know so many people who stood Raila Odinga, who stood with Raila Odinga, who supported Raila Odinga, whose lives, who would put their lives for Raila Odinga, are now saying for Ruto, they are not going to vote for him. So, because of the fact that he's now disrupting the ODM strongholds, William Ruto is worried. Ladies and gentlemen, let us wait and see what's going to come out of Fred Matiang'i's return. Until next time, this is Lee Makwiny. Bye-bye.